Hear that? That's the sound of a machine older than most students at Ryerson. The Recreation and Athletic Center, better known as the RAC, first opened its doors in 1985, nearly 25 years ago. Back then, Ryerson had just 10,000 students. Today, Ryerson's student population has more than doubled to 25,000. Ryerson's one of the fastest growing universities in the country, but it has one of its worst athletic centers. And now it's up to students to decide whether they want to take the plunge into a new era of athletics, or simply stay afloat. There's a new proposal in place to make our overcrowded facilities bigger and better. The only problem is, it wants to put the financial weight in the hands of students. You've probably seen the posters plastered around campus, urging you to vote no or to vote yes. But vote for what? Ivan Joseph is Ryerson's Director of Athletics. He told us what the yes vote would mean.
You're going to see a 50,000 square foot building. What that is a building the same size of the current RAC that's underground. And then inside the building will probably, hopefully, they'll see something as women's only gym, gymnasiums for competition and intramurals, partnerships with classrooms, and it'll be a hub of activity.
That's a lot of talk in tough economic times. So how does Ryerson plan to get a hold of all that dough, a whopping $30 million? The answer? Your student fees. Ryerson students currently pay the lowest athletic fees of all Ontario universities. University of Toronto students pay $252 annually, while York students pay $244. Ryerson's fee is by far the lowest in the province at just $61 per year, a fourth of what other local students pay. Now, what the referendum proposes is that we raise that fee to $187, the average provincial athletics fee. And that fee won't come into effect until the new facility opens. The current low fee may be welcome for penny-pinching students, but it's misleading for those who actually want to use the gym. The annual $61 fee gives students free access to varsity games, and that's about it. It costs an extra $64 for a RAC membership and more still for intramurals. But if the referendum passes, all students can hit the gym for the single price paid in student fees, the $187. And Ivan thinks that this will help to unite the Ryerson community.
Is now everybody's a member. Everyone belongs. All of a sudden, when you do away with intramural fees and club fees and people don't have to worry about it and everybody belongs, that's a great thing to do.
But not everyone thinks this is a great idea.
There are lots of people that can't use the facilities for a lot of reasons.
Rebecca Rose is a member of the Drop Fees Coalition and is supporting the Vote No campaign. She thinks that the increased fee ignores many people in the Ryerson community.
They might be commuters and they won't use it. They might have disabilities and they can't use it. They might be a single mom and they're not going to use it.
Rebecca is the Vice President of Education at the Ryerson Students' Union. This Tuesday night, they met to discuss the referendum. Many athletes and community members attended, and some voiced their opinions to rounds of applause. In the end, the Students' Union voted to support the referendum against Rebecca's will. She thinks that the RSU's support creates an imbalance of power.
It's saying, I'm going to lend you all the resources of a $2 million organization that every single student on this campus pays into, on top of all of the funds that you already have.
Naomi Cowan, who sits on the Board of Governors, was at that same RSU meeting. But her opinions on the referendum couldn't be more opposite than Rebecca's.
If you're not going to benefit from it, if you're going to graduate next year, it's for the future of Ryerson, and it builds our reputation. So therefore, as Ryerson grads and alumni, when you go for a job, people say, "Oh, Ryerson, you guys have all these new buildings." It helps in every aspect. So we want.
And Ivan Joseph sings the same tune.
For them. One of the things you have to look at when developing recreational spaces is you have to think about the growth in the future. I think Ryerson kind of outgrew everybody's expectations. That facility was only built 20 years ago. We were known as a last chance university. All of a sudden, fast forward 20 years. I tell people I work at Ryerson University, and there's an air of prestige there.
You can register your vote by logging on to RAMPS and voting yes or no between March 16th and March 19th. And while there are strong arguments for both sides of the referendum, in the end, the ball's in your court, students. Kasandra, RUtv News.